What's up, sports bettors? You like parlays. I like parlays, so let's hit a parlay. Now, a common misconception that I hate about parlays is they can never be profitable. And that's completely not true, right? If you're placing a parlay where every bet in your parlay is profitable or positive EV and has an edge, then your parlay will be profitable. So we're going to go through an example of a profitable parlay, and I have two picks in my parlay. The first bet is going to be the Blue Jays run line, -1.5 at plus 105 odds on DraftKings. So if we click into this, we can see the Blue Jays -1.5. Well, whoops, it just moved down to actually -120 on DraftKings right after I bet it. But we bet this plus 105, as you'll see kind of in the screenshot. So every sportsbook, has the Blue Jays run line -1.5 as the favored outcome, right? Every sportsbook, if you look at the odds, they're pricing this as more likely to occur, right? WinBet is pricing this at -115. They're only pricing the Athletics plus 1.5 at -105. So we got this plus 105 in our parlay. It looks like it just moved, but this is the first leg of my parlay, a very sharp, profitable bet, right? And OddsJam is constantly scanning the markets, right? All markets, player props, UFC lines, NBA lines, everything for you to try to find you these data-driven bets, such as Blue Jays -1.5 plus 105, which, it moved, but was ridiculous value. At this point, no other sportsbook is giving you better than -115 odds. We got this plus 105. That's pretty ridiculous, right? So that's the first bet I have. And you can see that Pinnacle Sportsbook, which is the sharpest bookmaker, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, they're pricing this at, -110. And they're pricing the A's plus 1.5 at plus 100. They're giving you plus money. So what we can do is we can take their market, right? They're giving you the A's plus 100, the Blue Jays -1.5 on the run line, -110, and we can back out the win probability for our bet based on the sportsbook's market, right? So sportsbooks imply win probabilities through their odds. If a team is -200, they're more likely to win than a team that's, let's say, -170. Sportsbooks imply win probabilities through their betting markets. And you can back out the exact win probability for a bet using a no-vig fair odds calculator. And of course, we want to use the betting market from Pinnacle to back out the win probability for all of our bets because that's the sharpest bookmaker. So for our Blue Jays bet, our win probability is 51.16%. That's the first bet I have in my parlay. And the second bet is over 11 runs in the Braves game. So we can see it right here. Pinnacle is pricing this at plus 154. So we're getting 16 cents of improvement from the sharpest bookmaker. So very clearly a profitable bet, 3% profit margin. So not as good, not as profitable as our Blue Jays bet, but still this bet has an edge. So we're going to include it in our parlay. So plus 154 minus 176 is the market on Pinnacle. So we'll go ahead, we'll put in this market into a zero vig odds calculator, and we see that the true odds are plus 161.97, as you see on OddsJam, as well as in the no vig odds calculator. And the win probability for this bet is 38.17%. So now I know the win probability for Blue Jays -1.5, as well as over 11 runs in Braves Cardinals. So with these two numbers, they're uncorrelated bets. I can back out the win probability for my parlay, right? I just multiply these two numbers together. So my parlay is going to be winning 19.5% of the time, according to the true betting lines from Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest bookmaker. And we're betting at plus 453 odds. Now, as you can see on the screen, DraftKings limited me. They only gave me 48.40. So 48.40 to win $219. Again, it's a struggle of sports betting. It's why I don't do it full time. It's why nobody who's smart wants to bet on sports full time as like their job, is because bookmakers can cut you off at any point. I couldn't bet $500 or $1,000 on this. Only 48.40. Even though I know my bet is very mathematically profitable, I can't bet more than that. So I'm staking 48.40 to win 219 in profit, and I'm winning this 19.5% of the time. So 19.5% of the time I'm winning 219 in profit. The other, 81.5% of the time I'm losing my stake of 48.40. So I can back out kind of the edge or the profit margin of my wager, or wait, 1 second. I don't know if that number's right. Plus 100, minus 110. Yeah, it's right, 51.16. I just wanted to confirm these numbers. So our parlay has $4 in profit margin on a $48 stake, 8% edge, right? 8% EV. So essentially, long story short, if you want to bet on parlays, what we recommend, and the only thing that's actually data-driven, sharp, and profitable, is use the OddsJam positive EV tool, right? You can scan through, you can see what bets you like for that day or what sports you want to bet on. You can filter out player props if you don't like betting on player props. You can set your maximum odds. You can filter out sports books. You can kind of do whatever you want. If you don't want to bet on football already, even if there's a good NFL bet, filter out football, right? You can filter out any sports you want. And essentially, in all of your parlays, if you want to make money long-term sports betting, you need to place bets that have an edge, right? So there's tennis bets, MLB bets, whatever you want to bet on will be shown on the positive EV page, as OddsJam constantly scans millions of odds across sportsbooks. It'll show you the bets that are actually profitable and have an edge. So if you parlay them all together, like for example, Reds, Mets, first inning total runs over half of a total run. The Mets are actually the best team in the league for yes run first innings, over half of a total run for scoring a run in the first inning. Like, you could parlay this with the Rays minus 1.5. Because both bets are profitable, this parlay is going to be mathematically profitable as well. So essentially, use the OddsJam positive EV tool to find your parlay bets, and you'll see your profits from your parlays dramatically increase. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let's make some money.